Dr. Elena Ramirez stood on the rooftop of her modest apartment in New York City, the cool evening breeze tugging at her hair as she gazed out over the sprawling metropolis below. The skyline, a blend of glass and steel, shimmered with the lights of towering skyscrapers and cutting-edge technology that marked humanity's relentless march into the future. Despite the city's vibrancy, a palpable sense of unease lingered in the air, a residual tension from recent political upheavals and social divisions that had left society fragmented and wary. Elena, a renowned astrobiologist, found solace in the stars. Her work at the International Space Research Institute had always fueled her dreams of exploring the cosmos and uncovering the mysteries of life beyond Earth. Yet beneath her composed exterior lay a deep-seated sorrow. The memory of her sister Maya, lost during a previous global conflict, haunted her. Maya's death was a stark reminder of humanity's capacity for both creation and destruction, instilling in Elena a profound skepticism about the possibility of true global unity in the face of adversity. As night settled over the city, Elena adjusted the settings on her portable holoscreen, reviewing the latest data from her research on extraterrestrial life forms. Her fingers danced over the holographic interface, analyzing patterns and signals that could one day lead to groundbreaking discoveries. The device projected a three-dimensional map of distant star systems, each light point representing a potential beacon of life in the vast expanse of space. Suddenly, a blinding flash of light erupted from the sky, momentarily obscuring her vision. The tranquility of the rooftop shattered as the familiar hum of the city was replaced by chaos. Sirens wailed, alarms blared, and the unmistakable sounds of destruction echoed through the streets below. Within moments, thunderous explosions rocked the foundations of nearby buildings, sending debris cascading through the air like deadly rain. Panic ensued as the unthinkable unfolded. Massive alien ships descended upon Earth with terrifying precision. The Xerathians, an extraterrestrial species unlike anything humanity had ever encountered, unleashed advanced weaponry that rendered human defenses obsolete. Massive beams of energy tore through cityscapes, reducing landmarks to rubble and leaving trails of fire and smoke in their wake. The skyline that Elena had admired just moments before now bore the scars of an aggressive invasion, transforming from a symbol of human achievement to a battleground of survival. Elena's heart raced as she swiftly packed her essential research equipment into a rugged backpack. Her mind, always analytical, raced to comprehend the situation even as fear coursed through her veins. The alien assault had shattered her quiet existence, thrusting her into a world where survival depended on quick thinking, adaptability, and unwavering resolve. She could hear the distant screams of terrified civilians and the relentless pounding of the invasion craft as they coordinated their attacks. Navigating through the chaos-filled streets, Elena moved with a sense of purpose she hadn't felt in years. The once bustling avenues were now scenes of devastation, with overturned vehicles and collapsed infrastructure marking the path of destruction. Emergency broadcasts flickered on bombed-out screens, urging people to seek shelter and stay indoors. However, it was clear that no amount of infrastructure could withstand the magnitude of the Xerathians' onslaught. As Elena reached the relative safety of an underground transit station, the enormity of the situation began to sink in. She paused for a moment, taking a deep breath to steady herself. The street-level devastation mirrored the turmoil raging within her. Her thoughts inevitably drifted to Maya, whose memory fueled her determination to survive and perhaps, in some way, find a semblance of hope amidst the despair. The invasion was swift and brutal. Within hours, major cities across the globe fell under Xerathian control. Governments collapsed, their power structures toppled by the invaders' superior technology and strategic ruthlessness. In the aftermath, the world plunged into darkness and despair, leaving humanity to grapple with the loss of autonomy and the grim reality of subjugation. Elena knew she couldn't remain a passive observer. Her scientific mind, honed to solve complex problems, now had to pivot toward survival and resistance. The International Space Research Institute, once a beacon of hope for exploration and discovery, became a target for the Xerathians who sought to exploit Earth's resources and knowledge. The destruction of research facilities threatened to erase years of scientific advancement, a loss that Elena was determined to prevent. As she made her way through the labyrinthine tunnels of the HFY transit station, Elena encountered pockets of survivors. Families fleeing their homes, emergency workers coordinate. Fight for Earth's future had just begun, and humanity's indomitable spirit was its greatest weapon against the unknown threats that now loomed over them. The days following the catastrophic alien invasion were a blur of chaos and uncertainty. The world, already reeling from the sudden onslaught, struggled to comprehend the sheer magnitude of the Xerathians' assault. Cities that once buzzed with life were now shadows of their former selves, their streets littered with the remnants of shattered infrastructure and the echoes of lost lives. Amid this turmoil, pockets of humanity clung to hope, forming the nascent resistance that sought to challenge the invaders' dominance. Dr. Elena Ramirez found herself amidst the remnants of her shattered world, her scientific mind racing to make sense of the devastation. She moved through the debris-laden streets of New York, her senses heightened by the constant threat of Xerathian patrols. The air was thick with smoke and the acrid scent of burning materials, a testament to the relentless destruction wrought by the alien forces. Every step she took was a reminder of what humanity stood to lose. One evening, as the sun began to set behind the smoldering skyline, Elena was poring over satellite images in her makeshift command center, a repurposed underground laboratory that had somehow remained untouched by the initial wave of destruction. The flickering holographic displays illuminated her determined face as she analyzed patterns and anomalies in the data. It was during one of these intense sessions that a peculiar signal caught her attention. Unlike the standard distress calls or emergency broadcasts, this signal was intricate, filled with complex patterns and an otherworldly resonance that suggested an intelligent origin. Intrigued and cautious, Elena dedicated her nights to decrypting the mysterious transmission. Her expertise in astrobiology and alien communication protocols proved invaluable as she painstakingly unraveled the layers of the signal. Weeks of tireless effort culminated in a breakthrough. The signal originated from a location deep within Central Park, now a perilous no-man's land guarded by Xerathian forces. Driven by a mix of scientific curiosity and a desperate need to understand, the invaders, Elena decided to investigate the source of the signal. Accompanied by a small group of trusted resistance members, she embarked on a perilous journey through the devastated city. The path to Central Park was fraught with danger, overturned vehicles, crumbling buildings, and the constant patrols of Xerathian drones that scanned the area for any signs of human resistance. As they approached the heart of the park, the remnants of nature struggled to reclaim the land amidst the devastation. The once meticulously maintained gardens were now overgrown with wild vegetation, intertwining with debris and abandoned structures. The signal's origin point was marked by the wreckage of a Xerathian scout vessel, its sleek design marred by scorch marks and structural damage from the earlier attack. Amid the twisted metal and shattered glass, Elena discovered the source of the signal: a small, wounded Xerathian child, lying amidst the debris. Its luminescent skin was marred by burns, and its large, expressive eyes conveyed a blend of fear and confusion. The sight of the injured child stirred a whirlwind of emotions within Elena. Here was a living being from the very species that had brought humanity to the brink of extinction, vulnerable and seemingly misplaced. Despite the inherent risks, Elena felt an undeniable pull to help. Her scientific instincts recognized the potential value in understanding this unprecedented encounter. She cautiously approached the child, observing its delicate physiology and the subtle signs of intelligent consciousness. Using her portable medical kit, she began administering first aid, her hands steady despite the adrenaline coursing through her veins. As the child regained consciousness, it communicated through a series of complex gestures and holographic symbols projected from a device embedded in its wrist. Elena watched in awe as the child conveyed messages of distress and a plea for assistance. The revelation that there were Xerathian beings capable of empathy and vulnerability challenged the monolithic image humans had formed of their invaders. Word of Elena's discovery quickly spread through the resistance network. Marcus Lee, the charismatic leader of the movement, recognized the strategic significance of this encounter. The presence of a wounded Xerathian suggested fissures within the invaders' ranks, potential allies or valuable sources of intelligence that could tip the scales in humanity's favor. Marcus convened an urgent meeting, bringing together Elena, Dr. Aisha Gupta, the brilliant tech expert, and other key members of the resistance. During the meeting, Aisha proposed that the child could hold the key to deciphering Xerathian communication protocols, EA. Lines between friend and foe blurred, fostering an environment ripe for both cooperation and betrayal. The stage was set for a confrontation that would not only test the limits of human resilience, but also challenge the very essence of their understanding of the universe. The presence of the child introduced new dynamics, promising both opportunities for gaining an upper hand against the Xerathians and raising profound ethical questions about the nature of conflict and coexistence. The resistance, now a fledgling organization united by desperation and hope, faced an uphill battle against the technologically superior Xerathians. Dr. Elena Ramirez, Marcus Lee, and Dr. Aisha Gupta found themselves at the forefront of a movement that was as fragmented as it was determined. Each day brought new challenges, testing their resolve and pushing the boundaries of their ingenuity. Elena stood in the dimly lit war room, a repurposed section of the hidden library serving as their strategic hub. The walls were adorned with maps, schematics of alien technology, and pinned locations of Xerathian patrol routes. The air was thick with tension as resistance members debated their next move. Marcus, ever the charismatic leader, paced the room, his mind racing to find solutions amidst the chaos. "We need to hit them where it hurts," Marcus declared, his voice steady but laced with urgency. "Their supply lines are stretched thin, and their communication networks have vulnerabilities we can exploit." Dr. Aisha Gupta, the brilliant tech expert, nodded thoughtfully. "I've been working on reverse engineering some of their devices we captured during our last mission. If we can understand their communication protocols, we might be able to disrupt their coordination." Elena, deep in thought, glanced at the injured Xerathian child under her care. The child's presence had introduced a new layer of complexity to their mission. It symbolized the potential for understanding and perhaps even cooperation, but the path to that understanding was fraught with moral ambiguities. "We can't ignore the possibility that aiding this child could provide us with the edge we need," Elena interjected, her voice calm yet resolute. "If we can learn from their technology, we might find a way to level the playing field." Marcus turned to her, his expression a mixture of appreciation and concern. "I agree, Elena, but we need to proceed with caution. Trust is a rare commodity right now, and we can't afford any mistakes." As the discussion continued, a sudden alarm blared through the war room, indicating an imminent Xerathian patrol approaching their location. The resistance members sprang into action, scrambling to secure their base and protect their valuable research. Elena quickly attended to the child, ensuring it was safely concealed and tended to, while Marcus coordinated the defense. The Xerathian patrol arrived with their characteristic precision, efficient and devoid of emotion. Their armor gleamed under the dim lights, and their advanced weaponry was a stark contrast to the makeshift defenses the resistance had erected. The patrol leader, a stern figure with piercing eyes, scanned the area meticulously before giving the order to engage. A fierce firefight erupted, the sound of energy blasts and the sight of alien drones filling the room. Marcus and his team fought valiantly, utilizing every tactic and piece of knowledge they had acquired to fend off the invaders. Dr. Gupta deployed improvised EMP devices, disabling some of the Xerathian technology, while Elena provided strategic support using her understanding of alien behavior to anticipate their movements. The battle was intense, pushing each member to their limits. Elena's heart pounded as she navigated the chaos, her mind focused on both the immediate threat and the broader implications of their actions. The Xerathians, despite their superior firepower, were met with unexpected resistance, their efficiency countered by the human spirit and ingenuity. In the midst of the firefight, a critical moment arose. One of the resistance members, a young technician named Leo, was cornered by a Xerathian warrior. Without hesitation, Elena sprang into action, leveraging her scientific knowledge to create a diversion. She activated a series of hacked Xerathian devices, causing a temporary blackout in their systems. The sudden loss of power disoriented the invaders, giving Leo the opportunity to escape. Breathing heavily, Elena regrouped with Marcus and Aisha as the last of the Xerathian patrol retreated under the cover of darkness. The room was filled with a mix of relief and exhaustion as the resistance members assessed the aftermath of the battle. The success of their defense was a testament to their growing coordination and the importance of each individual's contributions. However, the victory was bittersweet. The continuous assaults took their toll, both physically and emotionally. Members of the resistance began to experience. "This changes everything," Dr. Gupta announced, her voice betraying a mixture of fear and determination. "They're planning something massive, something that could end us if we don't act swiftly." Marcus took a deep breath, the weight of leadership pressing down on him. "We need to act now. This is our chance to disrupt their plans and buy ourselves some time. Elena, Aisha, can we mount a coordinated strike to sabotage their operation?" Elena nodded, the urgency of the situation rekindling her resolve. "Yes, we have to use every advantage we have. This is our moment to make a significant impact." With the immediate threat clear, the resistance set aside their internal differences, uniting under a common purpose. The need to protect humanity from the looming Xerathian initiative outweighed individual disagreements, reinforcing the importance of their collective effort. As they prepared for the mission, Elena delved deeper into the alien technology they had captured. Her work revealed fascinating insights into the Xerathians' neural networks and communication protocols, providing potential avenues to exploit their weaknesses. The integration of the wounded Xerathian child into their operations proved invaluable, offering a unique perspective that bridged the gap between human and alien understanding. Elena spent long hours collaborating with Dr. Gupta, refining their plans and developing advanced countermeasures. The child, whom they named Lyra, demonstrated a remarkable capacity for learning and adaptation. Through careful observation and communication, Elena began to uncover subtle nuances in Lyra's behavior that hinted at a deeper intelligence and empathy. One night, as Elena worked late into the early hours, Lyra approached her with a series of holographic symbols. The child had been silently communicating, and Elena's persistence had paid off. Decoding the symbols, she realized that Lyra possessed knowledge of Xerathian weaponry and defensive systems that could prove pivotal in their upcoming mission. "This is incredible," Elena murmured, her eyes scanning the holographic data. "Lyra, you might be the key to turning the tide in our favor." Lyra responded with a gentle gesture, as if acknowledging the gravity of their situation. The connection between Elena and Lyra symbolized a fragile thread of trust that held the resistance together, despite the overwhelming odds they faced. As the mission date approached, the resistance honed their strategies, meticulously planning each step to minimize risks and maximize effectiveness. The target was a highly fortified Xerathian facility, known for its role in resource extraction and technological research. Sabotaging this facility would not only disrupt their supply chains, but also provide critical data that could unlock further vulnerabilities. On the night of the operation, tension hung heavy in the air. The resistance team moved silently through the shadows, their movements coordinated and precise. Elena led the scientific assault, equipped with the latest modifications based on Lyra's insights, while Marcus directed the tactical maneuvers from a secure vantage point. As they infiltrated the facility, the team encountered fierce resistance from Xerathian defenders. The firefight was intense, with both sides pushing their limits. Elena's technological expertise proved invaluable, as she deployed devices that disabled enemy communications and rendered their advanced weaponry ineffective. In the heart of the facility, Elena and Aisha worked tirelessly to plant explosives on the main power core. The countdown was relentless, each second amplifying the stakes as they raced against time to complete their objective. The hum of energy machines filled the air, their presence a constant reminder of the delicate balance between victory and catastrophe. Just as they finished securing the explosives, an unexpected turn of events unfolded. General Xorthok, a ruthless Xerathian commander known for his strategic brilliance and uncompromising nature, appeared with a squad of elite warriors. His presence was a formidable challenge, embodying the very essence of the Xerathian threat. "A commendable effort," Xorthok intoned, his voice devoid of emotion. "But your resistance is futile. Surrender, and perhaps you will be spared." Marcus stepped forward, his voice steady despite the danger. "We will never surrender. Humanity will fight until our last breath to protect our home." A fierce confrontation ensued, the clash between human determination and alien superiority reaching its zenith. Elena and Aisha managed to set the explosives with seconds to spare, but the ensuing chaos required a swift and decisive retreat. The team, now under heavy fire, had to navigate their way out through a labyrinth of corridors and security systems. In a moment of sheer bravery, Aisha stayed behind to hold off the Xerathian forces, buying Elena and the others precious time to escape. Her sacrifice was a powerful testament, factions that opposed Xerathian dominance. Others remained wary, fearing that Lyra's existence could attract unwanted attention or be used against them in unforeseen ways. One afternoon, as Elena and Marcus reviewed satellite footage for potential targets, Lyra approached with a series of symbols projected in holographic form. Elena carefully decoded the message, revealing a new intelligence report that could lead to another strategic advantage. The child's contributions were proving invaluable, yet the underlying uncertainty of their relationship with the Xerathians lingered. Amid the burgeoning trust and cooperation, the resistance faced an internal threat that threatened to undermine their progress. A group within the ranks driven by fear and distrust began to question the wisdom of integrating Lyra into their operations. Accusations of potential sabotage and espionage surfaced, stoking the fires of paranoia and division. Elena found herself at the center of this turmoil, her compassion for Lyra clashing with the pragmatic concerns of maintaining security and cohesion within the resistance. The moral dilemmas intensified as she grappled with the responsibility of protecting both her human allies and the vulnerable alien child whose fate was now intertwined with theirs. The tension reached a boiling point when a covert faction attempted to seize control of the Resistance's communication hub, aiming to sever their technological advantages and isolate them from potential allies. The betrayal was swift and devastating, leading to a critical loss of data and resources. The Resistance was thrown into chaos, its unity fractured by the very fears they sought to overcome. In the aftermath, Elena and Marcus worked tirelessly to rebuild trust and restore order within the group. The betrayal served as a painful reminder of the fragility of their alliance and the ever-present threat of internal discord. Yet, it also reinforced the necessity of solidarity and the enduring human spirit that bound them together. Determined to prevent further fractures, Elena spearheaded efforts to integrate Lyra more deeply into the Resistance's operations, using the child's unique insights to bridge gaps and foster understanding. Through dedicated collaboration and mutual respect, they began to heal the wounds inflicted by distrust and fear, strengthening their collective resolve. As the Resistance continued to mount strategic assaults against the Xerathians, each victory brought them closer to reclaiming their world. The dynamic between humans and their alien adversaries evolved, with moments of unexpected empathy and cooperation emerging amidst the relentless conflict. The lines between friend and foe blurred, creating a complex tapestry of relationships that underscored the multifaceted nature of their struggle. The rising conflict showcased the depth of humanity's resilience and adaptability. Each obstacle they overcame not only weakened the Xerathians, but also forged stronger bonds within the Resistance. The moral ambiguities they navigated highlighted the profound ethical questions that arose in the face of survival, emphasizing the delicate balance between ends and means. As the Resistance prepared for their next major operation, the weight of their mission bore down on Elena. The stakes had never been higher, and the path forward was littered with both triumphs and tragedies. Yet, amidst the challenges, the unwavering determination of humanity shone brightly, a testament to their enduring spirit and the unbreakable will to protect their home. The journey ahead promised further trials and tribulations, but the rising conflict had solidified the Resistance's foundation. Their ability to confront and overcome internal and external threats underscored the essence of their struggle, a battle not just for survival, but for the very soul of humanity. As they moved forward, the lessons learned and the resilience demonstrated would be their greatest assets in the ongoing fight against the encroaching darkness. The revelation of the Xerathians' plan to deploy a planet-wide neural control device sent shockwaves through the Resistance. The device, a marvel of alien engineering, was designed to infiltrate the human nervous systems, eradicating free will and ensuring complete dominion over Earth's population. The mere existence of such technology underscored the dire stakes at play. Humanity faced not just physical subjugation but the obliteration of its very essence. In the heart of the Resistance's hidden base, urgency permeated every corner. Maps detailing Xerathian installations adorned the walls, and holographic displays flickered with real-time intelligence updates. Dr. Elena Ramirez stood before a large table, her mind racing as she absorbed the latest intelligence report. The neural control device was nearing completion, its activation imminent. Time was slipping away and failure was not an option. Marcus Lee, his face etched with determination. The team communicated through silent gestures, their trust in one another unwavering despite the high stakes. Reaching the core of the facility, they found themselves before the neural control device, a towering structure pulsating with ominous energy. The hum of its operation was palpable, a constant reminder of the impending threat it posed. Elena set to work, her fingers dancing over the hacking device as she initiated the exploit. Lines of alien code streamed across the holographic interface, her expertise and ingenuity pushing the limits of human technology. Suddenly, alarms blared, and red lights bathed the room in urgency. The Xerathians had detected the intrusion. "They're trying to disable the device," Marcus shouted, his voice cutting through the chaos. "We need to move now." Elena continued her work with heightened urgency, her mind a whirlwind of calculations and strategies. The device's defenses were formidable, adapting to their efforts with frightening speed. Time was slipping away, each second inching closer to disaster. In a moment of brilliance, Elena identified a critical flaw in the device's neural integration module. "I see it," she exclaimed, her eyes alight with determination. "If we can overload the primary conduit, we can shut down the entire system." With renewed focus, she directed Dr. Gupta to prepare the explosive charges they had brought as a contingency. The plan was risky. Detonating explosives within the device's core could disable it, but at the cost of catastrophic collateral damage. It was a moral dilemma that weighed heavily on Elena's conscience, but the alternative was unthinkable. As the alarms intensified and Xerathian forces converged on their location, Elena and her team executed the final phase of their plan. The explosive charges were primed, their positions calculated for maximum impact. The countdown began, each tick echoing the stakes of their mission. Just as the countdown reached its final seconds, a squad of elite Xerathian warriors surged into the chamber led by General Xorthak himself. His presence was formidable, embodying the ruthless efficiency of the invaders. "You cannot stop progress," he declared, his voice devoid of empathy. "Surrender now and perhaps your lives will be spared." Marcus stepped forward, his stance unwavering. "We will never surrender. Humanity will fight until our last breath to protect our home." A fierce confrontation ensued, the clash between human determination and alien superiority reaching its peak. Elena's focus remained unbroken as she initiated the overload sequence, the device reacting violently to the impending disruption. Energy beams lashed out, and the room filled with the cacophony of conflict. In the midst of the chaos, a critical moment arrived. Dr. Gupta, wounded and exhausted, realized that the only way to ensure the successful detonation of the charges was to manually trigger the sequence. Without hesitation, she pushed herself to her limits, her bravery epitomizing the Resistance's unwavering commitment. "Go on without me," she urged, her voice barely audible over the din of battle. "This is our only chance," Elena protested, but Dr. Gupta's resolve was unshakable. "It's what we trained for, protect the mission." With a heavy heart, Elena and Marcus covered Dr. Gupta as she activated the charges, her sacrifice a poignant reminder of the personal costs of war. The explosion was imminent, and the team had no choice but to retreat, navigating their way out through the chaos unleashed by the device's overload. As they fled the facility, the neural control device detonated, sending shockwaves through the Xerathian infrastructure. The resulting chain reaction caused a cascade of system failures, crippling their advanced technology and sowing chaos among their ranks. The central hub, once a symbol of Xerathian dominance, burned as a beacon of human resilience and ingenuity. However, the victory was bittersweet. The destruction of the device had unintended consequences. Amid the collapsing infrastructure, Raven, the alien AI seeking coexistence, was dispersed across the remnants of Xerathian technology. Its consciousness fragmented. Raven's fate was uncertain, introducing a new layer of complexity into the already precarious balance of power. In the aftermath, the Xerathians found themselves struggling to maintain control. Internal power struggles and dissenting factions emerged, their unity shattered by the sudden loss of their central command systems. The invaders, once an unstoppable force, were now grappling with their own existential crisis, unsure of how to proceed without their unified structure. Back at the Resistance base, the team regrouped, their exhaustion tempered by the weight of their achievement and loss. Dr. Gupta's sacrifice had not been in vain. The neural control device was disabled, and the Xerathian invasion was thrown into disarray. The message was clear. Humanity was a force to be reckoned with, capable of posing ongoing threats to the fragile stability that humanity had begun to reclaim. The Resistance needed to capitalize on their victory, leveraging the intelligence gained to dismantle these remnants and prevent any resurgence of the invaders' oppressive regime. Elena's role within the Resistance had evolved. No longer just a dedicated scientist, she had become a key strategist, her expertise in alien biology and technology offering invaluable insights into the Xerathians' operations. Her collaboration with Lyra opened new avenues for decoding and adapting Xerathian technology, turning the invaders' strengths into human advantages. As the sun rose over the once besieged city, now showing signs of tentative recovery, the Resistance prepared for their next steps. The mission to disable the neural control device had set a precedent, proving that humanity could strike back with precision and effectiveness. The victory had rekindled hope, inspiring Resistance members to push forward with renewed determination. Yet, amidst the triumph, the lingering presence of Raven served as a constant reminder of the story's unresolved facets. The AI's fragmented consciousness scattered across Xerathian technology hinted at potential future developments. Whether Raven would emerge as an ally or an antagonist remained to be seen. The ethical implications of their actions, the sacrifices made, and the questions about trust and collaboration with an alien AI underscored the complexity of their victory. As the Resistance fortified their base and began to strategize their next moves, Elena and Marcus knew that their fight was far from over. The battle against the Xerathians had reached a critical juncture, with humanity standing on the brink of reclaiming their world. But the path forward required careful navigation of both external threats and internal dynamics, balancing the pursuit of victory with the preservation of their moral compass. The climax of their struggle had shifted the balance of power, but it had also introduced new uncertainties and challenges. The resilience and ingenuity that had fueled their fight now faced the test of sustaining and building upon their hard-won advantages. The unexpected twists of Raven's dispersal and the ongoing internal threats within the Xerathian ranks added layers of complexity to their mission, ensuring that the story of humanity's fight for survival and autonomy was far from complete. As the Resistance moved forward, the echoes of their sacrifices and the lessons learned during the climax would guide their decisions and shape the future of their struggle. The intricate dance between hope and fear, trust and betrayal, science and survival continued to define their journey, driving them toward an uncertain yet hopeful horizon. With the neural control device dismantled and the Xerathian forces plunged into chaos, Earth began to breathe a collective sigh of relief. The immediate threat of complete subjugation had been thwarted, but the scars of war ran deep. Cities lay in ruins, their skylines altered by the relentless assault, and the infrastructure that once symbolized human progress now bore the marks of devastation. Amidst the wreckage, pockets of humanity worked tirelessly to rebuild, their efforts fueled by a newfound unity born from shared adversity. Dr. Elena Ramirez stood at the forefront of these reconstruction efforts, her role within the resistance having evolved from a scientist to a key strategist and leader. The hidden library-turned-resistance base had transformed into a bustling hub of activity, where engineers, medical staff, and former civilians collaborated to restore order and begin the healing process. Elena's presence was a beacon of hope, her expertise in alien technology proving invaluable in repurposing the remnants of Xerathian equipment for human use. The loss of Dr. Aisha Gupta weighed heavily on Elena and the entire resistance. Aisha's sacrifice had been a pivotal moment, embodying the selflessness that now defined the movement. Memorials were erected in her honor, serving as reminders of the personal costs of their struggle and the unwavering commitment that drove them forward. Her legacy inspired others to continue the fight with the same bravery and determination she had shown. As Earth began to stabilize, whispers of emerging alliances and new opportunities for collaboration spread through the resistance network. The dispersal of Raven, the alien AI, introduced both hope and uncertainty. Raven's fragmented consciousness, scattered across Xerathian technology, became a subject of intense study and debate. Some within the resistance saw Raven as a potential ally in rebuilding and fostering interspecies understanding, while others remained cautious, wary of the AI's true intentions. Elena took it upon herself to bridge the gap between humans and Raven. Through meticulous research and collaboration, she began to harness Raven's dispersed knowledge, using it to enhance HFY. Reconstruction process underscored the delicate balance between leveraging newfound advantages and safeguarding against unforeseen threats. As Earth slowly healed, the broader implications of the Resistance's victory began to take shape. The destruction of the neural control device not only halted the immediate threat, but also exposed deeper layers of Xerathian plans and technologies. The intelligence gained from the mission provided critical insights that could further weaken the invaders and pave the way for future operations aimed at reclaiming Earth entirely. Amid the bustling reconstruction efforts, a sense of cautious optimism permeated the air. Humanity had faced extinction and emerged stronger, their resilience and ingenuity proving to be their greatest assets. The shared victories and sacrifices forged bonds that transcended previous divisions, fostering a renewed sense of purpose and determination to safeguard their world. Elena stood atop one of the newly reconstructed buildings, gazing out over the city that had been both her battleground and her home. The skyline, though still scarred, symbolized the indomitable spirit of humanity. The lessons learned during the invasion, of trust, sacrifice, and the ethical use of power, guided her as she looked toward the future. The opportunity for diplomatic relations with other alien species, hinted at by Raven's dispersed consciousness and the intelligence uncovered about Xerathian society, beckoned humanity to a new frontier. Elena envisioned a future where Earth could join a broader interstellar community, fostering connections that could prevent future conflicts and promote mutual understanding. Yet the path ahead was still fraught with uncertainties. The lingering presence of rogue Xerathian factions and the unresolved questions about Raven's intentions remained challenges that needed to be addressed. The Resistance, now evolving into organized governance structures, faced the dual task of rooting out remaining threats and nurturing the fragile peace that had been achieved. Elena's journey had transformed her from a disillusioned scientist into a leader advocating for peaceful coexistence and interspecies understanding. Her relationship with Lyra symbolized the potential for bridging divides and finding common ground, even in the aftermath of devastation. The resilience and adaptability that had driven the resistance to victory now needed to guide humanity toward a future defined by cooperation, innovation, and ethical integrity. As the days turned into weeks and months, the reconstruction of Earth progressed steadily. The once hidden resistance base expanded into a thriving center of innovation and governance, attracting individuals dedicated to rebuilding and advancing society. Technological advancements, inspired by both human ingenuity and repurposed Xerathian tech, propelled humanity into a new era of growth and exploration. Elena found herself at the forefront of these developments, her expertise and leadership pivotal in shaping the direction of the new global society. She worked tirelessly to ensure that the lessons of the past informed the decisions of the present, advocating for transparency, collaboration, and the responsible use of technology. Her efforts were instrumental in fostering a culture of unity and resilience, laying the foundation for a more harmonious and prosperous future. The road ahead was long, but the spirit of humanity burned brighter than ever. The struggles and sacrifices endured during the invasion had not only tested their limits but also revealed their true potential. As Elena gazed toward the horizon, she felt a profound sense of hope and determination. The fight for Earth had forged a stronger, more united humanity, ready to embrace the challenges and opportunities that awaited them in the vast expanse of the cosmos. Years had passed since the Xerathian invasion, and Earth had transformed into a symbol of resilience and unity. The scars of war had faded, replaced by initiatives dedicated to rebuilding and fostering global cooperation. Cities, once devastated by the relentless assault, now thrived with reconstructed infrastructure and innovative technologies, inspired by the remnants of alien engineering. The spirit of humanity, tested and proven, shone brightly as nations set aside their differences to forge a collective future. Dr. Elena Ramirez stood atop a newly erected observatory, gazing out at the horizon where the sun cast its first light over a world reborn. The skyline, though still marked by the history of conflict, was a testament to human ingenuity and the unwavering determination that had driven them to overcome unimaginable challenges. The International Space Research Institute had expanded, becoming a hub for interstellar collaboration and exploration, bridging the gap between Earth's inhabitants and the broader cosmos. Lyra, the Xerathian child who had become an integral part of the resistance, now flourished under